Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. One of my favorite things to do is infiltrate Facebook groups. We all know this by now. I am in so many Facebook groups, and I love diving into them and finding inside tea on like different groups of people. And I recently went through and requested to join so many groups and have been slowly getting accepted to more and more groups over the past couple of weeks. And one of those groups that is along the same lines as everything else, but a little bit more broad is Am I the Asshole? Parenting and Family Edition. Now, I saw this and naturally I was like, yes, I do need to judge these people and whether they are assholes in their family and parenting situations. Please give me that right now. And so, of course, I joined the group and I am here today to share with you some of the posts from the 78,000 people that are in this group, and together we will decide if these parents and other family members are the assholes. Now, if you enjoy this video and want to see more parenting / Facebook group content, please do not forget to hit subscribe. I am here 2 times a week and I do this sort of stuff a lot, as well as other stuff as well, but people like this and I like this. So if you want to see more of it, please do not forget to hit subscribe and also the like, leave a comment down below as well. I really do appreciate it. It helps me out so much. So thank you. And yeah, with that said, let's dive in. Am I the asshole or is this insane? Me and my boyfriend got our tax money. It was supposed to be used to get us a car. His mom knows that because he asked her for help from some guy she knows. She took my boyfriend upstairs to talk today and apparently asked for $2,000 so she can get a car and stop renting one. And he's actually considering doing it. We wouldn't be able to get one at that point. We have 2 kids. I haven't been anywhere but the doctor and hospital in 8 months because we have no car. It blows my mind that she knows it's for us to get a car and doesn't care. She wants him to buy her one that he can use? When? They DoorDash from morning to night, never home. I still never get to go anywhere. She took him away because it's my money too, and she knows I won't want him to do that. She doesn't want me to have a say in it at all when it's literally mine too. They choose to blow through cars by DoorDashing because they don't want real jobs, so she's always scraping by and expects my boyfriend to help her all the time. His sister won't get a job either. I'm genuinely so confused as to why he's even considering helping her get a car instead of us. If this is even something he is considering doing, I feel like there's got to be some reconsideration for the relationship as a whole. This relates very much into the video I just did about toxic boy moms when their sons are all grown up, in the way that, like, girl, he should not be considering this at all. If his mother is able to pull him away from you and ask for $2,000 that you need, and he considers it, he's already being selfish for just thinking about it. Like, that is wild. The fact that she knows she can ask and, like, knows that she might get her way says enough about how lenient he has been throughout forever. And the fact that she has him wrapped around her pinky in the most toxic way possible. This is so fucked up. You're absolutely not the asshole. Your boyfriend is, though. Like, you're putting all the blame on his mother here, being like, I can't believe she would even consider asking him when she knows we need it. The fact that she can ask him is because she knows she has a chance if she asks him. So, like, yeah, the audacity of her, but also your boyfriend is in the wrong here too, because he shouldn't have made himself available for his mother to think he would be receptive to that. And I question how much this has influenced your relationship in other ways as well. So not the asshole, absolutely not. If he says yes and he gives his mother $2,000, which means you can't buy a car and you can't leave the house, I think that is time for a breakup. I just think that would signal the time to walk away because he doesn't care about you. Yeah, either you get a car or you get a new boyfriend. Those are the 2 options. You get a car or you get out. Am I the asshole? I am a single mom of 5 kids with absolutely no contact from their dad. My mom and brother, who is 32 years old, were evicted. They had nowhere to go, so they moved in with me back in October. Temporarily. Well, here we are at the end of Jan, and they are still here. They have given me no money, they don't help with groceries, no toilet paper, laundry, soap, etc. She won't help with the kids or childcare. My best friend told me to tell her to leave, but they don't work and have no money or nowhere to go. Edit, she won't leave. I am going to have to move out with my kids. I feel like that's my only choice. This is so sad. This is so fucking sad because, like, yeah, truly, what do you do in that situation, right? Like, you tell people to leave and get out, but like, what can you do to actually make that happen? Like, you do something nice for someone and then they come in and just fucking hijack your life. I don't know how the laws work because I know it works differently in different places, but in some cases you can get them evicted relatively easily, but in other places it's like once you let them in and you invite them in, once they're there for a certain amount of time, they have rights to stay there. Like, there's so many different, and people don't think to look into the legal side of it because they think that it's not going to be an issue. They hope that it's not going to be an issue. When you agree to let your mother and brother stay in your house, you don't think to look up like, when do they have to leave before they legally are allowed to stay? Like, that doesn't cross your mind because you shouldn't have to look that up. And it's so sad that that is something you have to consider. And the fact that, like, yeah, if you get to a point where you literally, like, the only option is to move out, it's so fucked too, right? Because ultimately the decision there is that they won't leave and they don't have to leave legally, so they'll stay, which forces you to leave, and then they're forced to leave anyway, but they just wanted to force you to leave just as a fuck you, and that's so cruel. Like, they know it's either you stay and they stay, or you leave and they leave. Like, they could just leave and then you stay. Either way, they have to get out, but they just want to make it difficult for you. And that's so fucked. I hope that in the end, this was able to be sorted out and this mother and brother were kicked out and this woman got to keep her house with her kids and is now no contact with their mother and brother. And they went to a shelter or elsewhere because, you know, it's not sustainable to look after 5 kids and then also house 2 grown adults. That's just not something that can work. So I hope that happened. But if it didn't, I hope that she's found somewhere nice and has cut off her mother and her brother because she deserves better than to have them in her life. And it's a lesson you shouldn't have to learn. It shouldn't ever be something that you have to learn. It shouldn't ever be something you experience, but it never happens again. Although I can imagine this would leave you with terrible trust issues, and I am so sorry, and I promise you, you are not the asshole. The fact that people come online and ask questions like this of being like, am I the asshole? It's really sad. It shows so much about their conditioning. Like, girl, no, you are not the asshole. This is not your responsibility, and I'm so sorry. Okay, so here's the tea. My mother came out about a family secret when I was a teenager. She doesn't know who her father actually is. The possibility is between 2 brothers, so we know we are part of that family, but just don't know which one she is biologically the daughter of. Here's the kicker. She doesn't want to know either. However, the brother who her mother had an affair with and a few of us grandchildren want to know. The man she grew up thinking was her biological father and the man we grew up thinking was our biological grandfather is a piece of shit and thankfully has nothing to do with us anymore. However, the brother who had the affair with my grandmother is absolutely lovely and is involved in our lives and would love nothing more than to know the truth. Would I be the asshole for getting a DNA test but not telling her the results so those of us who want to know can know the truth? And everyone in the comments here is saying that it's not the asshole move, and everyone is saying that like she can do what she wants and she can do that DNA test and it doesn't matter, and just don't tell her mom. And I am like in a neutral sort of position of this because like, yeah, I agree. I feel like it like doesn't really matter that much, but then that also comes to my point of like, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, I guess this is the interesting perspective that I feel a lot of people sit differently on of like, it's not blood and biology that makes you related. Like, I feel maybe, you know, her mother doesn't want to know because she wants to believe that it is the brother and not her biological father. And she doesn't want confirmation that it was her biological father. So she's gonna like tell herself this because that makes herself feel better. And like knowing could potentially like change a dynamic or like change a piece of hope that she might have. You know, there could be so many reasons as to why she doesn't want to know, and that is valid. I feel like if it is the father, the brother that wants to know, then like I feel like he's absolutely entitled to knowing that, you know, if that's something that he wants to know. When it comes to like other people, like I guess I get you're related, but like it's not a direct sort of tie so much. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it matters less. I feel like between child and parent, it's like it's to do with how they were brought up in that relationship. To me, it feels more like it has to be a decision between those two people, and the people who are like secondary to that, it doesn't impact so much. But also in general, again, I don't think it matters that much anyway about who you are actually blood related to versus who is actually in your life. Like, whether he is biologically your grandfather or just is your grandfather regardless, it doesn't matter. He is your grandfather. I get maybe there's peace of mind if you know that, oh my God, he is, and I'm not related to that piece of shit. But then what happens if that's not the result and you are related to that piece of shit? Like, does that make you feel any better? Isn't it better to just assume that the nice guy is your granddad? You don't need to have any like solid proof of that. You can just live your life being like, that's my granddad. It doesn't matter what anything says. That is my granddad. Surely that's like better, right? Like, I get wanting to live in that world. If you want to know, I don't think you're the asshole for wanting to know, but I also don't understand why it's necessary. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because I just don't think it matters. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But also, I feel as though it could definitely lead to a conversation where your mother would feel betrayed, but also, again, it's ultimately not on her because it isn't just her that is impacted. There's a whole bunch of people who are involved in this. But if neither her or the father / not father want to, then it's a no. But if he wants to, then like he's allowed to. You know? Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I just don't get it, me personally. Not sure if I'm in the wrong here. Since we had a second baby 6 months ago, we have 3 recurring arguments with my husband. 1, when he is helping me, but actually his help just makes my job harder. Example, he says he will put the dishes in the machine, but some dishes I leave in water to soften, to scrub a little before putting it in the washer, otherwise the food rests just become harder to remove. And even if I repeatedly told him, if you won't do it properly, then please don't do it, he still does this, and then I have to wash everything one more time. Or for example, he says he will put our toddler to bed when I'm busy with the baby, but when I go to check in on them, her teeth are never brushed, or she isn't wearing proper pajamas, or has a clean diaper. We can do it after she sleeps, he says. Just grinds my gears, so I have to take my toddler out of bed to do all these every time. Weaponized incompetence, man. That is the clear of day example of that. Textbook weaponized incompetence. He knows. He knows. He is doing this so that he doesn't get asked to do it anymore. He's offering to put the toddler to bed so that he'll do it wrong, and then you go, just don't do it, I'll do it. So next time he's like, oh, I'll go put the toddler to bed since you're busy, you'll go, don't worry, I'll do it. And he'll go, well, at least I offered. I've done my part. I've offered to do the task, so she can't get mad at me now. Wrong. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't give in, right? Don't let him get away with this bullshit. Same with like the dishwasher thing. Don't redo, like he has to redo it. He has to do it correctly. Like, he is a grown fucking man. He knows what he's doing and he's deliberately doing it wrong, and that's not okay. It's manipulative. He can't get away with that. Already, like, strike 1, right? You don't tolerate that. 2, the second argument. He loves both kids, but he loves our toddler more, and he shows this very clearly. It hurts my heart for the little baby, especially now she can tell the difference in his behavior. I ask him to change it, but I don't think he can, and I don't know how to help him with this. When I ask him to watch the kids, he always leaves the baby to do her thing as he is spending time with the toddler. The baby sometimes complains and he won't budge, or sometimes the baby gets into things, like today she apparently got into a potted plant and everywhere around her there was dirt. Thank God she didn't eat any. And I ask, why does he allow this? He tells me, I didn't see it. We were cuddling with the toddler. And tells me it's my fault for having plants. I lost my shit. He's not even on strike 3, but he's already fucking out. You can't say, I'm sorry. There is the sentence like, he loves our toddler more and shows it, but I don't think there's anything he can do about it. Yes, there is. Yes, this is a conscious decision he is making. Sure, okay, you can't decide who you love more. I think, like, but you can control how you act. If the bond with his toddler right now is stronger than the bond with the baby, that makes sense because the toddler has been around longer and they've had time to build a bond. So he has to put in the effort to also create a bond with the other child. And also, there's no excuse at all for being like, oh, I was busy looking after my small toddler. This one, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to why my baby was doing something dangerous. I was distracted by our other child. Why do you have plants? It's a shared house. They're everyone's plants. You can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry. You wanted plants and we got plants. So I did that thing for you. And the fact that I didn't watch the baby like I was meant to, like I wasn't watching my child because I couldn't be bothered. That's your fault because you got plants. What is wrong with you? No, fuck off. Divorce. Rightfully losing your shit for that. That's such a horrible thing to say. It's like, oh, my baby's in danger? Well, maybe you shouldn't have bought plants. That doesn't fix it. That doesn't fix it at all. That's not at all the issue. Okay. The third argument. This brings me to the last argument. He isn't doing a good job about keeping the kids safe from accident. Our toddler had a knife in her hand that she found on his watch. She found his medicine. He leaves his coffee where she may reach, and now baby got into a potted plant. I always have to check after him to make sure things are safe, but he's supposed to do it himself, especially when he takes care of them himself. I tell him he has to do better, and he tells me more accidents happen on my watch, and he means literally the few falls and bumps, not from anywhere high, and I say there is a difference between a toddler with a knife and a bump on the head. And I have the kids 95% of the time. If they get into things in the 5% of the time that he is taking care of them, that's not the same. According to him, I'm an ungrateful, nagging wife. So please tell me, am I the asshole? I don't think you're ungrateful or nagging, and I don't think you should be a wife. You are definitely not the asshole. Being like, more accidents happen when you watch them. It's like, okay, even if the accident numbers were the exact same, you were watching them 95% of the time and he's watching them 5% of the time. Yeah, if the numbers were matched, he would still be having a way higher rate of accidents. And again, yeah, a knife versus a bump on the head, two different things. How does he allow a toddler to get a knife and get into his pills? What does he do? How is he then here being like, I'm doing a great job. You're actually the problem. I'm not doing anything wrong. You can't say that when your toddler's holding a knife. There is no situation in which you are not in the wrong if you are looking after your kids and they end up with a knife. You fucked up. Admit you fucked up. Admit you fucked up. If you're only looking after the kids for 5% of the time and this is how it goes, you know he's just trying to look after them 0% of the time. And you know he can have that. He can have that. You can leave him. You can leave him. If he's not doing the chores and he's refusing to look after his kids and like to prove the point that he's bad at doing that, he is literally putting them in danger, just leave him. Your life will be so much less stressful. He's not worth it. He should not be there. He is making your life more difficult, and fuck this guy. Don't fuck him, but like, you know, you get it. Kick him to the curb. Would I be the asshole if I, 28 female, let my little brother, 18, move in even if my husband, 37, doesn't like it? I just got a call from my mom saying the place he is staying at is being evicted and everyone has 9 days to get out. The woman he was living with was collecting rent weekly from him and her own son and still didn't pay the rent. He has no contact with all family except for me, and he has good reasons. I was basically the one who would stand up for him when he was treated fairly and never judged him. Despite a really crappy start to life, he is doing so damn amazing, working full-time at the grocery store in town and working on his physical health, very gym-focused. I'm so damn proud of him and worried that he will be set back if he doesn't have anywhere else to go. Now, the problem is when he was originally kicked out of my older sisters. Long story short, he was in the wrong and it resulted in him causing property damage out of anger. He knows and understands where he's in the wrong, but admitted to everything in life that hasn't been resolved yet just piling up and he lost it. After everything he's been through, I really don't blame him, but my older sister did try hard with him too. My husband wouldn't allow him to come live with us under the impression he may behave that way as well here, which we really can't have living in an apartment building. I agreed and he ended up staying where he is now and didn't mind. I'm so worried he has nowhere else to go, and I'll be damned if I see my little brother out on the street. I know my husband won't like it. Honestly, it really isn't ideal, but I feel I have no other choice. I feel so stuck choosing between my husband and brother, but for fuck's sake, someone has to choose my brother for once in his life. I love my husband and would hate for this to push him away in any way, but he really hates the idea of sharing our living space, and I don't want to, but if it's necessary, then what choice do I have? This one is a very interesting, complicated sort of one, right? All the comments are being like, you'd be the asshole if you let your brother move in without asking your husband about it. And like, yes, I do think that you shouldn't just move someone in without having a conversation. I feel like you definitely need to have a conversation with your husband about it before you just like bring someone into your house adds like a whole different layer. And I think the interesting thing here obviously is that we've got some context, but we're still missing a little bit of context of like, we don't know exactly what did happen when he got kicked out of his previous place. We don't know. We don't have that information. But given he's 18 now and that happened in the past, he was obviously a child when that happened. Like, he was a teenager and didn't have support. So it makes some sort of sense, right? And based on what this is saying, it's sort of implying that there's been a lot of growth and reflection and he's doing better now and he's actively trying. So I feel like if you had a conversation with your husband and it was an immediate shutdown, no conversation, then I would say your husband is being an asshole. Right? I think that you can have this conversation and have like boundaries of it. Like, if your brother, obviously the only reason this kid is being evicted is because the landlord is shit, or the person he was paying rent to is shit, and it's not his fault. He's been paying rent on time, he's got a job, he's earning money, which implies that he is able to find a new place to live and continuing to do that. So it's not like you were putting him in your home forever. It's not a permanent solution. It is a solution that actually has an end, unlike the one we had earlier, where it was the mother and brother who don't work and actively showed no intention of working and getting out. This situation shows that this kid is like wanting to be independent and like willing to work and like build a better life for himself, and like you don't want him to fall off that. You want to allow him to continue to do that, because if he's left out being homeless with nowhere to live, it's gonna, create an issue, and that's gonna suck. And so I think it makes a lot of sense to want to look after him for a period of time. And I think having a conversation with your husband and being like, he has nowhere to go. I don't want my little brother to be homeless. Can he, we'll just have him here until he finds a new place, right? So he stays with you while you help him go look at flat viewings and find things that are within his budget and then get him settled in there. And you can put a 1 or 2 month limit on it or whatever. I don't know how long it takes to find places to live. It's different in every place. And if your husband isn't okay with that, then I would say he's being an asshole. Because if you are willing to let an 18-year-old kid be homeless just for your own comfort, I just think you're an asshole. No, you don't have to. It's not an obligation. It's not a requirement to do that. But I personally, if my sister was going to be left homeless and I went to my partner and was like, she has nowhere to go, can she stay with us for a bit? And my partner said no, that might honestly be a line crossed for me of being oh, there's not the support here that I thought there was. There's a lack of care and empathy that exists. And some people don't have that, and that's not a priority for them. That's on them. But I understand being frustrated at the fact your husband would say no to that. And I feel like that is a very fair thing to get upset about. So if he says no, then I don't think that you should. No, you know what? I don't know what to do. If your husband says no, you're not allowed to move your 18-year-old brother in with you. My solution then is to go find a new place with your 18-year-old brother. I can't think of an alternate. There's no situation in my head in which I would just let my 18-year-old brother be out there, because you have 9 days. 9 days. I suppose in those 9 days you can dedicate time to helping him find somewhere, or maybe he can find somewhere for himself within those 9 days. Finding somewhere to move that quickly is a very difficult thing. Having an in-between place is something that a lot of people rely on. So many people who do couch surfing, they stay with friends or family. I don't know the situation. I don't know who he has around, but he definitely needs somewhere to be while he finds a new place. And I think that if your husband isn't willing for that to be your place, somewhere that you know is safe, it would make me question my relationship. That's what I'm saying. Help him find a new place, at least somewhere temporary to stay in the middle. Hopefully he's allowed to stay with you, but you're not the asshole. Your husband might be. Am I the asshole for being fed up of the cool aunt hijacking events and being the center of attention? My sister is child-free by choice and constantly posts about her great child-free life, spends money on holidays, designer gear, and is generally quite selfish. I've always had the eldest daughter role of constantly hosting events and doing everything for everyone. I now have 4 kids and am pretty busy, also work part-time. Over the last couple of years, I have said that it would be nice if my sister could perhaps take some hosting duties and reciprocate. She says she had no interest in cooking or learning to cook and says my asking her to do this is attacking her. She loves spending time with my kids, but always when it suits her. She is present for every birthday, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and goes way overboard with gifts and candy despite me asking her not to. Obviously, my kids love this, so are all over her on all of these occasions while I'm in the kitchen slaving away. I'm always the bad guy, having to say no to more junk food while my sister belittles it, rolls her eyes, and gives the kids more. I feel that she is buying their favor and loves being the fun adult. She told me years ago that she didn't want to help me with childcare as it was not her responsibility. Fair enough, so I never asked her. Now that my kids are getting older, she wants to do more and more with them. Concerts, cinema, spa days, etc. She asks the kids before she asks me, so if I say no, my kids hate me. I am sick to death of it. I feel I've done all the work and now she is stepping in to have all the fun. So am I the asshole for wanting her to back off? I've told her if she's so keen to do all the kid-friendly activities, why doesn't she have her own family? She flipped and said it's none of my business. I feel she is having her cake and eating it, and I don't want to share my kids with her. My family think I should just be happy she loves the kids, but I feel she's taking what is mine. I hate the whole cool aunt trend. All I see is people not wanting any of the responsibilities and all of the fun. Am I the asshole? I mean, yeah, you kind of nailed it. All I see is people not wanting their responsibilities and just wanting the fun. Yeah. That's true. And that's also, like, that's not a problem. You chose to be a parent because you wanted the responsibility. She chose not to be a parent because she doesn't want the responsibility. That was a choice. Yeah, a lot of people make the decision to not have kids, not because they hate kids, but because they don't want the responsibility of being a parent, but they still like kids. That is an active choice that she made, and you're being, there's no you can see the sort of jealousy and stuff leaching out in this, right? Of the being like, she said she didn't want to look after my kids, and that's fine, but like now she wants to spend time with them, and that's not fair. She's taking them away from me. No, it's a different relationship. She's not taking them away from you, just like other people aren't taking them away from you, right? They're going to have relationships outside of you. They have friends who are going to take them to the movies and like do fun activities with them. And they also have their auntie who is doing all this stuff with them. She's not with them every single day, taking over your role as mother. You are still their mother. She is not here inserting herself every single day and trying to override your authority. She is there on special events. She is there to spend time with them and support them and have fun with them. And like, she chose not to have kids because she didn't want to have kids. And now she is spending time with your kids because she loves your kids, and your kids are happy and they love her and they have someone in their life that they love and trust. And you should be happy that they have someone in their life that they love and trust. I'm sure it must be frustrating at times, I'm sure, to like feel as though you are not able to have as much fun with your kids as you would like. And I get that must be frustrating. It must be frustrating to watch someone come in and have so much fun with your kids and be like, I can't do that because I have all of this responsibility. But that is what you chose when you became a parent, especially a parent to 5 children. You do have that responsibility, and she doesn't. But your relationship with them is not the same. You can still do fun things with your kids. And she does have to have some sort of responsibility, obviously. There should still be, you know, some rules that have to be respected. She can't just go out and like disrespect everything that you've said, right? And like saying no to junk food and stuff. I feel if she's there for a day and she's offering them junk food, I feel like I don't understand the issue with not being able to have junk food for a day. If she's there every single day and giving them nothing but junk food and she's staying with you for like weeks, then yeah, definitely she needs to like listen and chill out and like follow your rules. But there are treat days, and it's just fun, and they have some fun in their life. And I'm sorry that you're jealous, but you did choose to have kids. So, you know, your kids are so lucky to have someone like that in their life, and you chose to have kids. You chose to not be in the position to do this, and I'm sorry that you regret that decision sometimes, but that's what you did. That's what you did. She's not their mother. She doesn't have the same responsibilities that you do. She is allowed to just be there and have fun. And as long as your kids aren't being hurt, I don't understand why you're upset, other than the fact that you're jealous. So, not a good color. Am I the asshole for calling out a relative/friend for insulting my baby? I, new mum, have a relative/friend who had her baby about 2 months after me. We live in different countries, but during pregnancy and postpartum, we got really close, talking daily, sharing personal struggles, and supporting each other. It felt really nice to have someone who understood what I was going through. Recently, we were talking about our relationships and how postpartum has been hard. We were both very open and honest, and it felt like a bonding moment. The next day, while chatting about our babies, she suddenly said something along the lines of that my baby was fat, probably, slow because of that, and not very mobile. But now that he's walking, he'll lose weight and become more active. She compared this to her baby, saying hers is thin and very active, and even mentioned her pediatrician said he's overly active. Pause for a second. None of that was good. Sorry. You shouldn't be looking at a baby and thinking, oh, my baby is better because they're thin. Your baby is fat. My baby is overactive and thin. So better. No. No, absolutely not. No. I don't know if I've said no enough times. For context, my son is in the 97th percentile for weight and the 70th for height. Yes, he's chunky, but he's always met milestones on time or early. He crawled at 6 months and started walking at 11 and a half months. He's healthy and active, and I've never complained about him being slow or immobile. People, including us, call him cutesy names like Chunky, Mr. Fatty, Mr. Cheeks, etc. He is that little baby with huge cheeks whom everybody loves to play with. She's only met him once, so this felt like a huge and unfair assumption. I told her calmly that I know she might mean well, but I felt offended by how she described my son, and that I don't think we should judge each other's babies. I clarified that he is healthy and not slow. Instead of apologizing, she doubled down. She started talking about how her baby eats a variety of foods, while mine mostly eats meat, eggs, and banana. He's almost 12 months, and I am working on expanding his diet. He's rejecting a lot of food and does not eat much, to be fair. 2 to 3 tablespoons max, or 2 meatballs, half the banana, like this. My milk is fatty, and he was born chunky, to be fair, an almost 4 kg baby. She implied that's why her baby is slimmer. It is a taller baby who was born slim, and she was always worrying whether he eats enough, until recently. Good gosh. I responded that I'm aware of nutrition. I've also done a lot of research and I'm doing my best. I also mentioned that I managed to lose weight postpartum due to my habits, not comparing anything, just explaining my approach. She took that personally and said I only lost weight easily because I'm living with family and getting help, while she's alone and struggles more. For context, my husband and I choose to stay with our parents for support, and we're happy with that setup. She had previously said she prefers independence. We both are in perfect weight, to be honest, and she looks good and fit too. Then she escalated further, sending multiple voice notes saying I'm arrogant, I can't take advice, and implying that I am a ChatGPT/Instagram mom. I do follow pediatricians online and research, but I don't blindly follow trends. I know how to read books and how to research beyond Google. At that point, I told her that each message was getting worse. She responded by saying if I can't handle honest talk, then we can't maintain a sincere friendship. So we basically stopped talking after that. Now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for calling her out and standing my ground? Did I overreact? Did I lose a friend for no reason? Or do I not need such negativity in my life now? This was a bit of a disastrous monster. I'm so confused as to what people's fucking problems are. You don't need to compare babies. What are you doing? Why are you insulting someone through their baby? That's so weird. People like getting competitive over babies and like insulting babies to feel superior over their own baby is so fucking weird. Grow up, man. Don't bring kids into this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Imagine as well, this is such a fucking weird way to go about it too. Like it's not even about like milestones or being a good parent or anything. It's like, my baby is thinner than yours. My baby has a better diet and is more active and is slimmer than your baby. Oh my God. Holy shit. That is like the least important thing. In an aesthetic way, the least important thing. Whether your baby is like too slim, that is an important thing. That is a problem. If your baby is like overweight or underweight, that is a problem because it can have like, you know, negative health ramifications. And I think especially on the slimmer side, your baby needs like fat and like to be, you know, able to grow. And yeah, it's kind of an important part of being a baby. So, you know, I feel like this should not be a conversation that we have. All babies look different. They're all built differently. They all need different things and act different ways because they're all, you know, people who are individuals. And the slimness of our babies should never ever be a conversation outside of with the pediatrician in context to their health. You should never be comparing them to each other. Don't ever compare the looks of two babies because that's fucking weird to do. Really fucking weird. Yeah, no, not the asshole. I think honestly this friendship lasted longer than it should have. I think that she needed to be cut off earlier, if anything, because what the fuck? So weird to be competitive over thinness of your babies and then insulting the eating habits that are outside of your own control because you have a fussy baby. Like, sounds like some insecurity that really needs to be dealt with, because being a parent with all that insecurity is going to have some very negative ramifications, especially if this child is a girl. I hope she gets therapy. I really do. Yeah, so this has been Am I the Asshole Parenting / Family Edition. The annoying thing about Facebook groups is that you can't filter it to like show like top posts. You do just kind of have to go through everything. So it takes a long time to filter out like good posts because a lot of people are posting every single day. But you know, these were some of the best that I could find. So I hope that you enjoyed them. If you would like another video on this Facebook group or any other, please do let me know, because there's so many. So many. I hope that you did enjoy. A huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Eden, Amelia, Rain Remaining, Mossy Moose, Bingo Bango, Who Ate My Mango, Kiarum, Bug Loves Cats, Kojo, The Beebs, Tess, Bree, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Ikazel, Alexis, and Nevea. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replace the darkness.